Yo, what's good? What's good? NBA YouTube. It's your man, 100 grand. Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Coming to you with another episode of NBA Talk. Today, I want to talk with y'all about something that one Mr. Carmelo Anthony said in a recent interview that really grabbed my attention. And I had to really ponder on it for a while. But he said in an interview, he said, professional athletes, we're in this nonstop mode of developing, getting better, competing, playing in your routine of going to the off season, training, resting, back into training, getting ready for a training camp, preseason, nonstop, every single year. He said, I barely had an opportunity over the past year to watch my NCAA championship game. And I sat there and I thought about it and I said, yo, this was about 15, 16 years ago. Now, the reason why I thought of this topic was because a subscriber brought up Ben Simmons to me. And it was an older video, but he left a comment and he said, Ben Simmons never learned how to be a good teammate, essentially. And I started thinking about it when he brought it up. He's not a good teammate. And then something else he said was that he wasn't even a good teammate at LSU. He alluded that Ben Simmons gave up on his team in LSU, or that he abandoned his team at LSU, which he did. And he's doing it again in Philly. And I started thinking about it. I was like, Ben Simmons is showing a pattern. In my response, I said to him, well, maybe it has to do with something around the nonstop transitions in this young man's life. Because I'm always trying to understand where somebody's coming from, right? It's not just in my perspective, but there's many perspectives. So let's look at this. Ben Simmons coming from Australia. His father was a professional basketball player, meaning that he was used to more than likely moving around, to playing for different teams in different areas, playing at different schools, different leagues, different teams. And then he wants to, and he's ready to go to the NBA, and yet the NBA says, no. It doesn't matter how ready you are, or even that you're an adult. We're going to make the decision for you that you have to go to college for a year. Ben Simmons was adamant. College, this is bogus. I don't want to go to no doggone college. I ain't trying to go to college. Well, he said, what the hell? LSU was like, look, we're going to hire your uncle, I think it was, and you can come over here. He said, fine, at least my uncle's there. I'll go to LSU. So Ben Simmons goes to LSU. He shows enough, and then it doesn't look like his team is going to win. And doesn't go to the NCAA championship. And so he's like, and he checks out. And now he's going through adversity again, and he's checking out. But then it brought me back around to what Carmelo Anthony was talking about. And he's talking about this aspect of being an athlete, that many times you don't have an opportunity to break out of the routine and actually take a look at your life and what's developing and what's happening and how you need to grow and change, not just as an athlete, what you may need to add to your game, but also in your character as a person, as a human being. And that this isn't something that is necessarily taught to you. This isn't built into your training program. There's no normalized aspect of your off season where it says, you know what, go and get you a sports psychologist or a therapist to work through maybe some things that you're dealing with so you can see, potentially a blind spot in your life. And we see this throughout Carmelo's career. When he's coming to the NBA, he gets drafted by the Denver Nuggets. Shame on the Detroit Pistons for passing on him. He has a great rookie year. He's immediately a star, quickly turns into a superstar. And he's this incredible offensive force throughout his entire career. He's at the Denver Nuggets. He's playing for them, and he doesn't think he can win. He wants to go back home to New York. He forces his way out. Now, we all kind of know the story. He probably should have waited till the offseason so the Knicks didn't have to unload all of their assets. But he was able to get the money. But then we start looking at this aspect of the cost. The cost of the choices that Carmelo Anthony made throughout his career. And going to the Knicks, we all know it wasn't his fault. Phil Jackson was terrible. Brought in coaches that couldn't get it done, from Jeff Hornacek to Derek Fisher. They couldn't figure it out, but they put the blame on him. And all of a sudden, he gets bounced around Oklahoma City, Houston, and he's out the league. And he's pining for an opportunity to get back. And in this time of reflection over these years dealing with adversity, he begins to recognize how he needs to change and shift. And he does it. And he gets another opportunity. We all know how it plays out. He's now playing with the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James. But it's to say that I think that we need to understand that these players are coming in as young men, really young, 19 years old. For many of them, especially the lottery picks, the superstars, and they're not finished products. And so as we begin to evaluate them, let's make sure that we keep in mind the lessons we're learning from these elder statesmen in the league, that they keep growing, and it doesn't happen overnight. So as we continue to watch this Ben Simmons situation evolve, let's be hopeful. Just as Carmelo spent some time out to reflect, I'm hoping and betting on and anticipating that Ben Simmons is also reflecting on what kind of legacy he wants to leave. If you like this video, smash the like button, subscribe, and let me know how you think Ben Simmons will return. And I'm out. Peace.